They have
and just
motivation.
build it up slowly.
Yeah.
Realize, just make sure that what you're doing does actually relate to your goals. It'll help you reach there.
Yeah.
So if your goals are here, you need to make sure that you're working
Okay.
here or even more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you've been achieving here and you're gonna put your goals here,
Yeah.
you're being unrealistic.
Okay.
So the workload will get too much, and by the end of term one, you'll be burnt out.
Yeah.
You'll be sleeping a lot. You'll be tired a lot. So just be realistic with yourself. Realize your goals realistically. Know that, okay, I'm capable of getting a distinction in math.
Yeah.
I may not be 100% student
Yeah.
in mathematics, but I'm capable of getting a distinction. So what are the steps that I need to take? Do I need to
2025 National Senior Certificate National Top Achiever. We'll start off in Gauteng Province. Kamogelo Tshabalala, Ecuador College Kirkneys and Independent Schools. Can we please give Kamogelo a round of applause? He's a National Top Achiever for Independent Schools.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the University of Cape Town and it's a beautiful sunny day. And I have a special guest with me, Matric National Top Achiever in Maths. So yeah, and we're here to like dive into his brains to actually figure out how he got here and his whole journey into like getting into UCT. So can you please introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what are you doing here?
Yeah, thank you for that welcome. My name is Kamogelo Tshabalala. I'm from Pretoria. As she mentioned, I'm one of the national top achievers and the top achiever in mathematics. Yeah, and I find myself at the University of Cape Town to study Actuarial Sciences, and yeah, it's been an amazing experience up to so far.
Interesting. So out of everything, why XI? Why XI? Like why?
The excuse I normally give is that I love mathematics,
Okay.
but so far everyone I've met here is like, loving mathematics for this course is not enough.
Sheesh.
But yeah, I don't know. In grade 9, when I was choosing my subjects and doing career research,
Yeah.
I popped up on XI for the first time.
Okay.
And as I did further research, I was intrigued by it, intrigued by how challenging it is, and also just the concept behind XI, because it's quantifying risk in insurance companies, something that a lot of people don't really think about
Yeah.
when they think about insurance, but insurance companies actually take out a lot of risk. So that really intrigues me. And yeah, also the passion for math and the willingness to take on challenges was like XI above all the other options that I had. Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into like the actual questioning, let's start with a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
So how did you feel having to like find out that actually you're one of the top achievers? Like how is that like?
That moment was honestly very surreal and quite unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was in the car with my dad when he broke the news to me, because I didn't get the call myself,
Okay.
as the department had an old cell phone number, so they couldn't reach me. So they reached my dad instead, and you know, when he told me, like, I remember hitting myself like out of celebration.
Yeah.
Because it was like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
And yeah, almost, well, I did break into tears. So it was
Yeah.
an overwhelming moment. It was like, okay, so all that work, all that sacrifice, all the tears that were shed in the previous year, it actually paid off.
It was
Yeah.
worth it.
It was really worth it, yeah.
Yeah, like I totally understand. And now this is your first year at UCT
Yeah.
in XI. So I know now it's currently all week. How has orientation been so far for you?
Orientation has been quite fun and exciting.
Yeah.
I'm a very social and extroverted person.
Really?
And yeah,
Okay.
contrary to the popular stigma or notion around top achievers, I am quite out there, and being in a new environment, so many different people, so much diversity, it has given me an opportunity
Yeah.
to sort of, you know, show that side of myself, to meet new people, to engage with new people. So it has been fun. The commerce faculty, the best faculty here, though I am biased, but it is.
Okay.
We had a really amazing orientation.
Yeah.
And yeah, overall the experience has been splendid. But I am quite eager to start with the academics. I think
I mean,
yeah.
that's the whole point why you're here
That's why
either way.
yeah.
Now, I totally understand. So, because we won't get into like the uni experience because you just
I just
arrived.
arrived here.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
I want you to like walk us through your metric journey. Like, how did you get to a point where you were like so serious with academics such that you could like get good grades? So, I want you to like walk us through your high school academic journey. Like, were you always that top student, or it was a build up of like, just getting to get there as time went by?
So the dream of being national top achiever or one of the national top achievers was inspired while I was still like in primary school by my
Okay.
aunt and my grandmother.
Yeah.
Because it's normally before schools open. So the day before schools open in the morning, we'd wake up and watch the ceremony on the news, and
Yeah.
everything that I experienced at that time, I saw it on the television.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, one day that'll be you, because they saw my
Nice.
academic potential, and they were like, one day that'll be you, one day that'll be you. So it always lingered in the back of my mind throughout primary school. But doubt settled in, I think, like from grade 7 to grade 8. Because grade 7, I wasn't the best at my primary school.
Yeah.
When I got to grade 8, my average was like my term 1 average, which most people still don't believe when I say it, was like 79%.
What
So
do you mean? 79 is high.
it is high. But moving from there
Yeah.
to 96 now is like,
Yeah, that's a massive
yeah,
leap.
that is
Yeah.
a great leap. So started there, and I think in grade 10, that's where I shifted, and I told myself that it got real because now I chose my own subjects, and I was like, I have certain goals for these subjects,
Yeah.
and I honestly do want to see myself as a national top achiever.
Yeah.
So I started then with practicing studying during the holidays, which was foreign to my peers in that
Exactly.
grade.
Yeah.
Studying during the holidays, cross nighting, getting accustomed to just sacrificing and cross nighting during studying during the night and going to school tired,
Sure.
which is what many people get used to, like in matric, and it becomes overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, but doing that in grade 10, building on it in grade 11, and then finally applying it in grade 12,
Yeah.
it helped me out. It made the journey academically a lot more easier and manageable. So, but yeah, as it's always been progression. Each
Yeah.
year there was improvement and improvement. In as much as you expect the next grade to be more challenging,
Yeah.
but I always saw an improvement in my marks. And in grade 12, yeah, it was just the same things: sacrifice, make sure that you're getting ahead during the holidays. I think the December of 2024, after grade 11 exams, I already was preparing for like grade 12 term 1 work, and I made sure that I finish it.
Yeah.
Then in term 1, I'm doing term 2, in term 2, I'm doing term 3 work. And then
Like you were ahead.
I always make sure that I'm ahead, so that when finals comes around, it's a revision. Because some people, when prelims / finals comes around, they're still learning new things, and it becomes overwhelming because you have to learn the new things and revise the old things. So, but staying ahead of the curve, making sure that actually you get an understanding, subjects like mathematics and physics, that you understand like the basis of those things, not just practice for the sake of identifying patterns in past papers, but
Fair
actually
enough.
understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helped me out quite a lot. And I also didn't neglect my languages and life orientation.
Exactly. Very important because someone is like, I don't need to study English.
English, yeah.
Yeah, and it's important as well for like uni acceptance because they also look at all your marks,
Yeah.
basically all subjects, like
Yeah.
even those languages.
Are you able to balance? Are you able to, in as much as your course may be
Exactly.
completely unrelated to English, but obviously they look at the average, they look at just your overall balance.
Yeah.
And you manage workloads from all different sides, so that when you get here, when you have modules, it's still the same.
Still the
Still
same
subjects,
technique. Yeah. Okay, so like how was your normal study day like in matric?
So a normal study day would be 8 o'clock, or rather by 7 o'clock I'm out, get to school.
Yeah.
7:25 school starts, and we come out at about 2:30.
Okay.
So, and then my transport, get home at about 3:30. From 3:30 I would normally take a nap from 3:30 to about 5 or 6, and then from there, from 6 all the way up until, depending on the levels of energy that day. I can have a fixed schedule, but minimum 10 o'clock. If I'm doing something that I like mathematics and I'm solving problems, then 11, 12 o'clock, yet again. So I didn't have like a fixed schedule or timetable, which is something that I'm gonna actually apply now at the
Okay.
university, which I feel like it could get me to the next level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do like 2 subjects a day, mathematics and physics. I would do them until I get bored of them. So I wouldn't be
Okay.
like physics, I'm doing 1 hour.
Oh.
So yeah, I would study in large chunks, which I'm getting a lot of advice to say don't do that.
Okay.
Do like short, do 1 hour
Yes,
or
yeah.
45 minutes to 1 hour,
Mm.
then take a rest. So when you have them in those bits and pieces, it becomes more effective. But I would do physics like until I'm bored of practicing it or reading the content. Then
Okay.
I go into math. And then I'll appear like life science and accounting, and I'll do IT alone. And then on the weekends, it would be from 8 all the way until the evening, but spontaneously throughout the day
Yeah.
with a little bit more larger breaks. But weekends I'd mainly do like my languages, my poetry and my novels, reading the novels and doing past papers on that. But yeah, so that was my study day. So minimum of at least 4 hours of
4
studying
hours a day.
a day. Yeah.
Okay.
But then there are some days where I do feel fatigued, like,
Yeah.
and so I do need people to realize that there are some days where you just know what to do.
Just rest. Yeah.
And also at school, staying ahead, my teachers also understood that I didn't do the same work that my classmates did. So yeah, even in class when they're doing something, I do my homework. So my studying would also be happening in class, not just at home. So that's what staying ahead helps with. And also when you're in class, you ask more
questions.
better questions, more informed questions. You want to go deeper with your educator, and you get to explain to your classmates. So that helps you
get to like relearn the content
relearn the
again.
content. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for someone who's currently in Matric and they want to, you know, like how Matric can be, most times people find it overwhelming. They feel like there's a lot of work to cover within a short period of time. So what advice would you give to like the current matriculants?
To the current matriculants, I would say you need to be realistic with yourself.
Okay.
Realistic with your goals, be realistic with yourself. Know what your body can handle and what you can't handle. So someone is gonna watch this video and hear me say 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I started nurturing myself to be able to do that well in grade 10.
Yeah.
But now, if you come to grade 12 and you haven't been doing that, and your goal is to be like a national top achiever, it might be unrealistic.
Okay.
So you need to understand that your best is enough.
Okay.
So wherever you are, if you're sitting on a level 6, you know you're capable to get to a level 7. That's what you should do. Don't try and jump from a level 5 to 90%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So know what you already routine to improve it, of course. You'll have to sacrifice more this year, but then don't try and apply someone else's standards.
Techniques, yeah.
The way that they are, because it'll be overwhelming.
Fair enough.
So look at it. If you've been studying 1 hour a day, go up to 2 hours. Maybe term 1 go up to 2 hours, and then term 2, 3, term 4. I mean, term 3. When you're going further, then you can do like 4 hours.
Okay.
And when you're preparing for finals, you do more than that, because now you don't go to school that much, so you add more. Then
they have more.
Just build it up slowly.
Yeah.
Realize, just make sure that what you're doing does actually relate to your goals. It'll help you reach them.
Yeah.
So if your goals are here, you need to make sure that you're working.
Okay.
Or even more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you've been achieving here and you're gonna put your goals here, you're being unrealistic.
Okay.
So the workload will get too much, and by the end of term 1, you'll be burnt out.
Yeah.
You'll be sleeping a lot, you'll be tired a lot. So just be realistic with yourself. Realize your goals realistically. Know that, okay, I'm capable of getting a distinction in math.
Yeah.
I may not be 100% student in mathematics, but I'm capable of getting a distinction. So what are the steps that I need to take? Do I need to stay ahead more? Do I need to be more active in class, raise my hand and ask questions a lot more?
Yeah.
Ask yourself those sort of things. Your habits. Are you on social media too much? If that's the case, cut it down.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Distractions,
yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like I said, I'm a human. I'm a teenager as well, so I relate with my peers. I also find myself scrolling aimlessly on TikTok. But it's those sort of things that you need to consciously change it. Tell yourself that I'm gonna change this. Trust me, the results will come along.
Definitely. Thank you. That was a solid advice. Like having to like know yourself, like be realistic, because I feel like not setting realistic goals, it can be so overwhelming as well. So how did you deal with competition from class or from school, or for you it was not a matter of competition or just trying to be better, like be the better version of yourself?
So with my school, my classmates and I, we are quite a small school.
Okay.
So our matric only had like 49 learners. Our
Okay.
class and was split into
Like the whole
the whole matric.
wow.
So we were split into two classes,
Yeah.
math learners and then the math literacy learners.
Mm.
So yeah, with my classmates, the math learners, there wasn't too much competition, but it was a thing of we push one another.
Okay.
We are willing to learn from each other. So yeah, I had, my friends who were on my level of thinking, who were able to understand as well. So I would get help from them and they would ask for help from me. So it was never really toxic
Competition.
academic competition. It's
Yeah.
like, if you leave the top 10, we will laugh at you.
Fair
Which
enough.
I hear a lot about students from other schools. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, it was never like that. It was really healthy competition, realizing that if we all do good, then who did bad?
Yeah.
If one person gets 89% and you get 90%,
Yeah.
who failed, who lost?
I
Nobody
see.
lost anything. So yeah, that's how it was. And I always say, like, real top achievers are those top achievers who, when they understand something, they'll go and explain it to somebody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So learners, if you are currently a top achiever in your school and you're toxic and you look down
On others, yeah.
you're not willing to listen to someone who got 2% less than you in a subject,
Yeah.
who learn something from them. It's when you get to university, it's not gonna work. If
Yeah.
you're not a team player, not willing to learn from other people, and you're just all isolated and you want to do everything alone because you think you have all that capacity. When you get here, I've already realized and been told that, like, people, there are learners who come here and were like 90% students in high school.
Yeah.
And then there are learners who come here and they were like 80%, 70% learners in high school. But when they get here, they are the learners that make the dean's list.
Exactly.
They are the learners that, make golden key societies because they are willing to learn from others.
Yeah.
They realize that, like, there's always something to take away from another person. So they don't see themselves as smart.
As smart, yeah.
So that's, even if you think you are smart, when you come here, it's like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And I will learn from someone who, in as much as I got 100% in math, I'll learn from someone who got 70% in math, for as long as they understand something that's going on here.
Yeah.
So even in high school, if someone understands something else, even if they are not on your level of grades, go to them, ask them, because it can open different perspective of understanding. Just simplify what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure, because I feel like even like university, I feel like any level, it's all about school is group work, guys.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
uni,
yeah.
you can't do uni all by yourself.
It's impossible.
Yeah, I feel like that was a mouthful. Thank you so much for your solid advice, and I just hope someone out there will actually like get something out of it and get to like understand that learning is all about like also like collaboration with other people, So as maybe I can say an high schooler. So what would you say to your younger self, knowing who you are now and how far you have come, the challenges you have overcame, both in like in your secret place of like having that discipline and that self-control and that focused mindset, like that determined Kamo. So like what would you say to your younger self, knowing who you are now?
Don't change.
Don't change.
Don't change. And just keep going.
Okay.
There's so many times in my life where I didn't want to keep going. And also because of external family.
Yeah.
Personal challenges that I faced. And I found myself in loud places at times.
Yeah.
Where I was like, what's the point of life? What's the point of trying? What's the point of living? What's the point of doing everything that I'm doing?
Yeah.
Keep those disciplines because this is where they got you today. And certainly keep going because it all works out.
Yeah.
In the beginning, because I won't say in the end, because now it's still a new start, still a new beginning. So it all works out eventually.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep working out. Challenges don't go away, they don't disappear, but your character can stay the same to get you through those challenges, even as they come, new challenges as they come.
Yeah.
That discipline that was instilled keep
Thank
that way.
you. Thank you. That's very beautiful. Like, don't change. Be who you are, and it's a matter of character development. Thank you so much for this moment. And yeah, man, this was amazing. You have so much wisdom and a lot of advice to share.
Tons.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching as well. And I believe that someone's gonna get something out of this. And if you're still in metric and you are someone who also wants to like get to a level that he got to, it's possible. It's possible. Just do the right thing, stay disciplined, and just know who you are. Exactly like what he said. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, and also share it with anyone who you think might find this very helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll try ask Kamo as well. If the questions are directed to him, he'll come hop in the comments to like reply to you guys. So thank you so much.
Right, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a test shot. So sound test. You can just say
1,
something.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Not you counting the whole number system. Okay, let me. Yeah. Oh, mic test. Hi.